And now for the Q&A.
Here's a question from Jim.
Hi, Jim.
I'm 53 years old and I've been overweight since my second year of marriage of 34 years. I was always able to keep it within 30 to 60 pounds overweight. I've taken off 50 pounds and put it right back on more times than I can count. I've been 100 pounds overweight for the past 4 years. I've recently shifted from fad diets to just a plain, heart healthy, reduced fat and calorie diet and moving a little more. I am seeing the needle move in a positive direction. My question is this: how often should a person weigh themselves? I've heard daily, I've heard never, I've heard weekly, and all sorts of other answers. I weigh myself daily now just to keep from getting anxiety dreading it. I do get discouraged when I don't see the needle move. Can you share your approach that worked for you?
Yes, this is a great question. I would stay away from anything that gives you anxiety about weighing yourself, especially if you're being consistent. If you there's no telling from one day to the next what's going to have an effect on the scale. You can have There could be more sodium, and sodium could make you hold more water. Carbohydrates make you hold a lot of water. I think they actually make you hold like 4 times the amount of water that sodium makes you hold. So, like, without uh, gaining or losing any fat, there can be huge fluctuations on the scale. Um, when people do keto, the first week you can lose like 10 pounds. Most of that is water. That's not all fat. Um, so I, I don't love weighing myself every day. Um, when I was doing right now, I weigh myself maybe once a week. And when I was doing like a really very structured cut to take a picture of myself with my shirt off, I would weigh myself twice a week. I would weigh myself on Mondays and Fridays, and that was okay. And I, I'd have to talk myself through it. When I weigh myself on maintenance, it's the most bizarre thing because I am living my life intentionally keeping my weight the same. And when I get on the scale and it hasn't gone down, it bums me out. Um, so there's some cognitive dissonance there where I know I like expect it not to go down. I'm not doing anything that would make it go down, and when it's the same, it's upsetting to me. So, if you have anxiety about the scale, you can get rid of the scale entirely. You can start measuring yourself,
Mm.
and then take a new measurement of yourself once a week or something like that, and totally get rid of the scale. um, Fat loss will be evident in your measurements. There will be a change there. It it might not mean the same to you as a pound on the scale, like seeing a number that's less, but the measurement itself should go down if you're losing fat, and that way you could avoid the scale. But like the scale is just a metric that I try to use in the most rational way possible, and sometimes my emotional side gets the better of me, and then I tell those emotions to shut the hell up, and I try to move on with my day.
Yes.
But there's those kind of things. I also don't take any single weight any longer as defining of what I'm doing. I look at a 2 week span and go, has my weight increased or decreased over these 2 weeks? And when I'm maintaining, I do the same because I'll get on the scale once a week now, and sometimes it'll be up a pound or two or three, and sometimes it'll be down a pound or two or three. But over the course of a couple of weeks, is it where I want it to be, or is it going up, or is it trending down? And you can do that over whatever period of time you want. You know, over the course of a year, that might be too much, especially if you're dieting with the intention of losing weight. You might want to do like, what's the monthly trend? Get on the scale once a week or get on the scale twice a week and literally graph it out. Is that graph trending up or trending down? And that's really all you want to do. And for me, it's a huge kind of breakthrough to be able to maintain my weight. This is something I was never capable of doing. I was either, on some extreme diet and losing weight rapidly or gaining weight. That's it. That's all I really knew. Every time I weighed myself at a doctor's office when I was young, or not, I was gaining weight. And then when I was dieting, really extremely, I was losing weight. And then when I was dieting and not losing weight, it was like this huge disaster. So, like, you got to get rid of all of that and just like be realistic with yourself. How much weight should you be losing every week on the diet you're on? A pound or a pound and a half. That's what all the research suggests, unless you're 500 pounds, then you can lose more than that. But like, you know, if you don't have hundreds of pounds to lose, the average is a pound and a half a week. Like, that's really good weight loss. And so if you look at a month, have you done that? Have you lost a pound and a half? Then you're killing it. You don't need to get on the scale every week. I mean, every
Yeah.
day. Sorry, every day.
Right.
But you
Right.
don't need to get on the scale at all. You could take measurements to track it.
That's a good reminder too, because I mean, I know from my own personal, so many diets and things where we don't think about that as much. We get so stuck on the scale, but yeah, you could measure yourself and go, oh, that's because that's also very satisfying, and it's also a metric for how you're actually doing. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And
that's
and for me, honestly, I I like it for the purpose of, if I get on the scale and it started trending up, then I just have to get really honest with myself. What have I been doing? Have I added some sauces? Have I stopped measuring my olive oil? What have I been doing that it's trending up? And usually I can spot it and go, "Oh, you know, there's there's this drink that has 50 calories that I wasn't drinking before." This is just a total hypothetical. And now I'm drinking those and I'm not really counting them. And so that's having some effect on me. I should stop doing that,
yeah.
whatever it is.
Thank you for that, and thank you for the question. If anyone else has a question, you know what? Don't be shy. Send it to us. We'd love to hear it, and Ethan would love to answer it.
I
Hello.
sure would.
You can email us at hello@americanglutton.net.